Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good day, good night. Whatever time you are watching this video in the future, or good afternoon for those of you who are watching me from the US, or good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to today's live video. Today we are going to be getting into something that is so necessary for me to speak on when it comes to dating, relationships, and women coming into experiencing fulfilling love with masculine energy, with a man in their life. Okay. We're going to be talking about how you do not accept men who have hurt you back into your life. Also, how you do not accept poor treatment from men in your life, and what actually happens to men and to you when, number one, when a man decides to hurt you or decides to treat you poorly, and what happens to you when you decide to accept this man or this behavior into your life. So I'm just gonna wait for a few minutes to see to have some people come in and join the live video. Now I have finally decided on a date for the 3-day immersion Deeply Loved to be hosted on for the first week of June. And that date is going to be June 6th on Friday, June the 6th. Okay, so Friday, June the 6th is going to be the start date for the 3-day immersion for Deeply Loved. Deeply Loved is the 3-day immersion that is activating every single woman who is desiring to step into a love that is fulfilling, respectful, and really makes you feel like the goddess that you are. It makes you feel worshiped. It makes you feel divine. It makes you feel truly loved as you were meant to be loved. You were not ever meant to be neglected. You were not ever meant to be abused. You were not ever meant to be treated like someone or something that can just be handled any kind of way. Okay. um we're saying goodbye to men, calling you to their car window, trying to holler at you. We're saying goodbye to men trying to get at you at the gas station. We're saying goodbye to men attempting to do the bare minimum with you and getting away with it. Okay, we're saying goodbye to that, and we are stepping into men fully honoring and loving and worshiping you as a woman. So, this is what this 3-day immersion is going to be all about. After these 3 days, you're going to learn and you're going to know exactly how to step into your dark feminine energy, which is the energy that is going to magnetize and attract the right type of man into your life. Okay. We're going to be getting into your light feminine energy and activating that, which is going to be teaching you exactly how to have a man fall in love with you and devote himself to you fully and wholeheartedly, how to have him be connected to you and to your heart space. We are going to be diving into the patterns and self-fulfilling prophecies, the mindsets that may be insisting and creating a reality where men are your enemy. Men are consistently showing up as your enemy. And there's a consistent pattern of hostility, resentment, being disrespected, right? We're going to be unpacking all of that and rewiring that to be set up for you to create a reality where that is no longer present and you're attracting men who are doing the complete opposite, who are respecting you, who are valuing you, who are pouring into you, who are eager to do these things. So it all starts with you. We are going to be forging a new path on this Friday, June the 6th. when it comes to love and relationships. And the pre-enrollment for Deeply Loved is currently $297. If you are wanting to get in now at this price, I highly recommend that you do so, because after June 6th, once we get started, the price is going to be going up. And I'm going to be adding a plethora of more things into the 3-day immersion that you will be grandmothered into if you pre-enroll now. So basically, you get access to all of those things without having to pay the new access price. All right. So welcome to everybody who is here. I see there's a few handful of people. Peace and prosperity. If you do not know me, my name is Asaya. Some people know me as Asaya Mystic. On my other channel, other people know me as Asaya the Creatrix here on Earth's Feminine. I am the owner and founder of Earth's Feminine LLC, aka the Creatrix Academy, and I create and basically teach wisdom to women who are wanting to learn how to tap into their primal feminine energy, the feminine energy that is the original feminine energy of the planet. So, disclaimer, my daughter is up running around doing stuff back and forth. So, you guys are probably going to hear her in the background, and, she might interrupt me here and there. Nonetheless, that's what we're going to be getting into. So in today's live video, I have a video that I want to share, and I just might be adding a special guest onto today's live stream. It's really funny because I got a phone call a few minutes ago, and everything that this person was talking about in the call lines up perfectly with this topic. So I was like, you know what? You should get on the live stream. um and let's talk about this. So, yeah, let's talk about this. Okay? So, do not accept men who have hurt you back into your life. Let's get into it. And before we get into it, I want to start with the first video that I'm going to be sharing. This might be kind of triggering for some of you. It might be kind of emotional for some of you, but basically, I want to share the effects of choosing to continue to accept a man back into your life, what that can do to your psychological well-being and even your physical well-being. But this video specifically, I just want to show because it really moved me, and hopefully it'll also move you as well. So, let's go ahead.
Red flag. Oops. So you don't create broken homes. So you don't create soul ties. You can be everything but nothing to somebody. And I'm going to say this until I die. I was with a man for 8 years, a good woman, do whatever this man wanted, work, took care of our kids. And that still was not enough. You know why? Because I was nothing to him. What I had to offer was not nothing. But it would have been everything to somebody else. Do not waste your time pouring into somebody that does not want to pour back into you. Do not waste your time with somebody that does not really love you, that does not really want you. The moment you get one red flag, leave. So you don't create broken homes. So you don't create soul ties. You deserve better. You have always deserved better. You have always deserved better. The moment somebody throws you off, get rid of them. There's no fixing it. If it's meant to be, they're going to get it right the first time around. I'm telling you. You're not going to ever have to feel upset. You're not going to ever have to cry. You're not going to ever have to remind somebody how to love you. It is going to come naturally. Let that shit go. Let it go. And save yourself the trauma and the time wasted. Save yourself. Love yourself. Be there for yourself, always. Because nobody's going to love you like you. Nobody's going to save you but you.
Okay, y'all. So clearly, that is a woman who has invested, like she said, invested 8 years of her life into a relationship with a man. She had kids with this man. She was working and helping to provide in the relationship. She was, giving emotionally, clearly because of how heartbroken she is in this video, all of herself. And from what I could tell from the video, there were a lot of probably signs that, like she said, when you see one red flag, that's it. Exit. Don't continue to pursue something when you can clearly see that there's a red flag. Okay, there are red flags, and you should be weary of this situation. um so the reason why I am saying, and this live video is titled, for you to not accept men who have hurt you back into your life, is because men curse themselves, literally curse themselves when they don't treat you right. Men curse themselves when they do not treat you right. They are setting themselves up to have a life of poverty, for having bad luck, for having for reaping things in life that you're not going to want to experience yourself. When you're allowing him to treat you poorly, when you're in a relationship and you're allowing a man to treat you poorly, he is reaping bad karma. And there is no abundance, there is no prosperity, there is no wealth that can come from that. So that's what you need to know first and foremost, is that whenever a man treats you poorly, okay, he's doing a disservice to himself, and he's also cursing himself unknowingly. And when you as a woman decide to accept that behavior by settling for it or ignoring it, acting like you didn't see it, and just continuing on with that relationship, you are blocking your blessings by forgiving him and accepting him back into your life. So, for those of you who have ever experienced like a situation where there was a breakup going on, some kind of a breakup, or, you did cut a man out of your life after he treated you poorly, or after he did something that was like just a boundary for you, right? Cheating is abusive and should not be accepted for any woman. Cheating should not be accepted. Cheating is abusive behavior. Lying is abusive behavior. um I could go down the list, right, of abusive behavior, but in those scenarios where you have cut a man out of your life because of the way he has treated you, you all tend to know the experience of when he wants to come back, right? And when he wants to come back, when a man is wanting to come back so that you can forgive him, so that he can be off the hook, right? When you forgive a man by accepting him back into your life, because I just want you to know, when you accept him back into your life fully, like the way he is, you are forgiving his transgressions against you. Even if emotionally you haven't forgiven him, accepting him back into your life is saying energetically that you're okay with this. You're okay with him. And that's why a lot of people who witness like abusive relationships and abusive behavior, um that women, like between men and women, and like people are like, I want to help this woman, but she keeps going back to this guy. She keeps going, but like she keeps letting him back in. So it's like it's hard for me to help her. Or even if it's not someone wanting to help you, it's like the universe, right? The blessings of the divine is looking at this, and it's like, we want to give you what you deserve, but you keep accepting this stuff. Like, so we can't. It's like filling up space. And then also it's energetically communicating that we don't know if she's like, if this is what she wants, because she keeps accepting this kind of man back into her reality. So you block your blessings as a woman when you continue to accept men who have done you wrong back into your life without any kind of like change that he needs to go through on his behalf, without any kind of atonement, keyword atonement, on his behalf. So when you do decide to stand on business, when you do decide to say, yeah, I'm not going to accept this behavior, and not only say that you're not going to accept it, but you also choose to not emotionally invest into it. All right. For those of you who have been subscribed and for those of you who have been listening to me, I have talked about this before. When it comes to the moon, your essence, your grandmother feminine energy, um when it comes to the moon, you are creating basically your experiences through what you choose to emotionally invest into. So when you are emotionally invested, when these things happen, right? When a man hurts you and you emotionally invest yourself into him hurting you, or him not treating you in the best way, then that is causing for that reality or that vibration to be dominant in your aura. That vibration is going to be dominant in your aura. So when I say don't accept it and, know what you deserve, I'm not saying for you to emotionally invest into the behavior that you don't like, because that's what a lot of women will do. Is these bad, they'll attract these less than ideal experiences, and then they emotionally invest into it. Okay, let me give you an example. I was just talking about this, um to where, like, when I go out and when I am out and about and I'm going out to party, to events, to socialize, to network, there has been times where men have not treated me at like up to my standard, right? And it's not even things that I've invited in. It's just like, when you attract men, you attract men. That you can't control like who decides to come to you and how they decide to behave. However, your reactions, you can, and your reactions will determine what's going to be dominant in your vibration. So, for example, I've attracted men. I'll go out and, like, I come out of, an event or a club that I was at or whatever I was doing, and maybe there's a guy or a couple guys in, this really nice car, nice expensive sports car, whatever, and they think because they're driving a nice car that if they just sit in their car and call me over, it'd be like, hey, come here. Hey, come here. Excuse me. Or, just call me over from their car, that I'm going to come to the car. They think because I don't know what be going through their minds, honestly. But I'm old school, I'm traditional, and I live by doing things with a certain level of standard and self-respect. So if you're not getting out of the car, parking your car, and approaching me properly, you will never get to talk to me. Sorry, that's just how it is. So yeah, I see you calling me, and I'm gonna say, oh, hi, sorry, I'm going somewhere else, not interested. That lets a man know, oh, like, if I want to talk to her, I need to get out of the car and I need to approach her respectfully. And for the wrong type of man, he's literally not even going to care, and he's going to try and do the same thing to the next woman. And there's been instances where I've seen that happen, right? It didn't work on me, but guess what? It worked on the next two women. They came up to the car looking like some prostitutes. Like, you literally look like a prostitute walking up to a man's car when he calls you over. Like, that's what he belittles you down to when a man does that. He's shrinking you down to the vibration of a freaking prostitute. And I'm not saying I'm not saying this with like judgment towards women who are prostitutes, but I am saying that if you are not no prostitute, then you're not going to be treating me like that. Like, you're not going to be treating me like that's what I am. So I don't emotionally invest into those situations when that happens to me or anything of the sort. Emotionally investing into it is me getting upset. Me walking, like me seeing him do that to me and then going, how dare you try to get me to come to your car and come up to you like I'm some prostitute. How dare you do that to me, right? That's me emotionally investing into that reality. Just because it's negative emotions doesn't mean that it's not emotions and I'm not investing into it. So the best thing that you can do when you are experiencing that is completely withdraw yourself. 100% just withdraw yourself and remember the kind of man or the qualities of the kind of man that you want to experience in your life, that you want to be the standard in your life. So when you hold these standards and when you live by these standards, what happens is your blessings start to be rerouted to you. Your blessings are rerouted to you. And in order for your blessings to be rerouted to you, if there has been any man in your life that has been showing you red flags, that has been treating you however, right? That you know that you don't want this kind of treatment. If you are continuously accepting that from this man, your blessings don't get rerouted to you. When men treat you poorly and when they don't treat you right, that's your like they have to give you some of their blessings. They have to give you some of their wealth. Like, that energy has to be rerouted to you. It has to. It's called the laws of the universe, okay? Like, it has to come back to you. Whatever this man has taken from you, depleted from you, whatever, it has to come back to you, but it can only do that when you don't accept that in your life. When you say no to that. It's just like, in Sinners, right? In the movie Sinners, and clearly the vampires can only come in if you say, yeah, you can come in. They can only come in if you say that they can come in. You have to give them permission. So stop giving men permission to treat you poorly and not show up how they are supposed to show up with you. Okay? So all of those men that treated you poorly, lied to you, ghosted you, put their hands on you, possibly neglected you, abused you, their wealth is being rerouted to you. It has to be. And this is why these men don't usually have the worst luck. Okay? And things don't last very long for these men. Like, I was saying this when Kevin Samuels was like, came out. I think that was like in 2020 that I first heard of Kevin Samuels. And I made the prediction. I said that this man is not going to last long. Something is going to happen to him. Like literally, when you just be rocking in a way to where you think you could just casually just disrespect and drag women, like you are playing with nature. Are you crazy? Nature does not like women being played with. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but nature, the universe loves when women, when the divine yoni is pleased, is pleasured, is being taken care of and poured into. And you are rewarded, whether you are a man or a woman, when you honor these truths. You are rewarded when you honor these truths. Okay, so any kind of abuse or neglect or anything like that that a man has ever put you through, he has to pay for that. It is coming out of his energetic bank account. And for some men, they are in debt. Okay, they are in debt. And for the men who understand this, they compound their blessings, they compound their wealth, they compound their riches by acknowledging that you are meant to be poured into, you're meant to be pleased, you're meant to be worshiped, all of these things. All right, so that's what happens when you accept these men back into your life and you forgive them. The blessings don't get rerouted to you. So you have to show up in your goddess energy. If he is the man, if he is the man that is meant to be in your life, he is going to love that, he's going to respect that, he's going to honor that. Okay? And I was just talking with the person that I'm going to bring on. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. It's going to be a surprise. I was just talking with the person before I got on this live video, and I was like, yeah, like it's crazy because I see other women having these experiences with men, and when I go out with men, it's like literally night and day when I see how these men be treating women. And I'm not saying that I'm not above it, because they try it with me too. Okay, I get tried too. But it's all in how you respond and how you react and how you choose to feel about yourself in response to that. Okay? If you haven't signed up for the Wealthy Women Activation Training, absolutely sign up for that training, because that is going to get you in, like, started with really understanding how to transmute what is going on inside of you that is causing you a certain pattern in your relationships to become your normal experience, and elevating that experience. Okay, Wealthy Woman Activation Training. Visit www.earthfeminine.com to sign up for that. You can get the Soft Life experience as an add-on, which is where I am um, teaching you how to start getting men to financially support you. It's also there's a little bit of information or beginning information in how to start manifesting financial blessings from the universe. So yeah, all of that is on www.earthfeminine.com, or the links down below in the description. So yeah, so when you accept them, when you forgive them, they are basically off the hook energetically, and they don't owe you anymore. This is why men, when they do you wrong, when they did you wrong, you know what I'm saying, they come back in the text message, they be begging you to just forgive them, or they just beg you, they be like, look, we don't have to be together, but I just want us to be cool. Are we cool? Right? Are we good? Like, I just want you to know that it's okay to not be good. Like, there's this thing going around where, like, this spiritual bypassing thing where people are like, you've got to forgive And if you forgive, it's for you. You forgive so you can be freed of the experience and freed up. I'm free. I'm free regardless of if I let you off the hook or not. I think when they talk about forgiveness, it's really a feeling of peace. Okay. Not necessarily forgiveness, but they're talking about peace. What they're saying is you want to find peace again. You don't want to continue emotionally investing into the experience of this man ghosting me, this man lying to me, this man cheating on me, this man not doing what he said he was going to do for me, you know? Tashian the Divine. Peace, Tashian. For the 3-day immersion, how long will it be available for? The 3-day immersion, after it's done, I plan on it being just available forever. I'm not going to be taking it down or anything like that. Once you enroll, you get access to the 3 days, of course, the 3 days of the live sessions where I'll be able to help you also interact with you personally and chat with you live. And then after the 3 days, as time goes on, I'm going to be adding more things to it just because that's how I am. After I get out information through like a live session, I usually create PDFs. I usually create other things. I usually create a little quiz to make sure that people can like really know that they understand the information that I've shared, and exercises, right? Like usually in written form. So after the videos are done, I usually have something in written form to make everything really clear and succinct. And that's what I plan on adding after that. And there could be other things that I choose to add. Sometimes things come to me after it's out, or like whatever comes up during these sessions, I'm going to make it a point to focus on that and um bring it up. So Tashian says, so we have to sign up before June. You can sign up whenever you want. It's just that the pre-enrollment price currently is going to be where it's at before June 6th. So at the beginning of the video, I announced that June 6th is the day when we're going to get started with the 3-day immersion. So after June 6th, the price is going to go up. But you can sign up whenever. Okay. So yeah. All right. She said, okay, got it. Okay, good. I'm glad that cleared everything up. So, all right. So yeah, so when men are begging you to take them back, when men are begging you for things to be good between you two, when men are begging, like when they're in that energy, I just want you to know most of the time, it's not because they really want to treat you right. It's not because they really want to be better. It's not because it's because they don't want to be siphoned for how they've treated you. That's why. That is the spiritual and energetic reason for that. Consciously, they are not aware of that. Unconsciously, they are. And that's why they behave in that way. And it's your responsibility, now that you're aware as a woman, to make sure that you are not like just letting it back in. That you're not just being like, oh, okay, because emotionally you feel a void, or emotionally, you wish things could be different, and you're hoping and you're holding on to a dream and a fantasy that isn't lining up with reality right now. Right now, when your dreams are coming into fruition, you will know that that is your dream immediately. It will align immediately. Immediately it will come through. Okay. Like I was about to share this experience, but Um, a man that I went out on a date with, he took me on a date, and I was just seeing the contrast of like how I was being treated in like my surroundings. Um, when it came to other black women in the I guess it might have been the location I was at. I don't know, but all I can say is that like where I was at, the guy that I was with, of course, opens the door for me, helps me get out of the car like a lady, and like not too far away from where I was, there was a man cursing out this woman like right there. And she was literally like looking at us like, like it was just, I could tell in her eyes she's looking like, I do not want to be dealing with this. Like that's what I want to be experiencing. Crazy, wild. Like honestly, I get to the point where sometimes I wanna hop in and I wanna go off. But I was out to have a good time, and I think maybe I'll experiment with that. I'll experiment with being vigilante Asaya, um, and standing on business for other women Asaya. I'm gonna experiment with that. I'm looking for my tissue because y'all, I'm still recovering from a little cold I had last weekend. But yeah, he took me out, was a complete gentleman. As soon as I got in the car, he was like, "Tell me what you want to do. Where do you want to go? Tell me what to do." Honestly, that's like music to my ears when a man's like, "Tell me what to do. Just tell me what you want me to do." Sometimes I like for him to know, but it feels really good when he's like, "Just tell me what you want me to do." So anyway, he was saying that to me, and I was like, "All right, let's do this. Let's go here." And so he took me to one of my favorite places. We went out. Um, he paid for everything, of course. Um, whatever I asked for, he got. And we were dancing. While we were dancing, he accidentally stepped on my foot. This is a big guy, okay? He's not small. He's like at least 6'3". And um when he stepped on my foot, it hurt, because he big. So I was like, okay, I have to sit down because that hurt. And so I sat down, and this man got on his knees like he was about to propose. Got on his knees and started rubbing my foot. Yeah. Huh? Okay. Now look, I did feed my child breakfast, so she coming on here talking about she hungry. I don't want nobody on here thinking I don't feed my child, because children they be doing that at the opportune moment. They be like, I haven't eaten. Almost fell off your bed. Yeah, he'll be okay. Okay, y'all, give me a second. I need to blow my nose. I don't like blowing my nose on camera. So, oh, Aleva, you're in the video in the mirror, so you gotta go in your room. Yuck. All right, sorry, y'all. So this man got on his knees and started rubbing my foot, like massaging my foot, like in front of all the. Honestly, I felt like, oh, I love when men cater to my feet. I love when men like to cater, like, and put my shoes on when I'm getting dressed, like, and he puts my shoes on for me. I just love that. I think that's so, it makes me feel really adored. But anyway, so he starts rubbing my feet and like massaging my feet, and he was just such a gentleman. I mean, the whole night. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is what I love. And when I go out and other women are like watching or looking, it's like you can experience this too. You can experience this too. I set an intention for me to experience this. And if you have been through less than ideal experiences with men, toxic experiences with men, abusive, neglectful experiences with men, you have this in your vortex too. You have your desired experiences with men there as well. It's just letting it in. Okay. And this is a part of letting it in. Cosmic Sunflower says, I can relate with wanting to help sisters out when I see something hurtful happening. Absolutely. I mean, I think I'm definitely gonna like, I don't know. I definitely want to make an experience out of that because um I don't like some men think that some men are so misogynistic and surrounded by women who are also misogynistic that they don't realize that I value how you treat other women. Like I've had a man that I was dating at one point tell me, because he paid for my sitter for us to go out on a date. And this is when I was like just getting to know him. And honestly, I personally like accepting money from men consistently when I know the kind of man that they are, like, and how they feel about providing for women and taking care of women. So he paid for my sitter. He sent me the money for the sitter. And then when we went on the date, I asked him, I was like, so how do you feel about like doing things like that? Um, like sending money for the sitter and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, I really don't do stuff like that. And I don't know if he was thinking that I was going to feel special by him telling me that he doesn't typically do this for women. Like if a woman like needs some money for something before the date, like he doesn't typically do that. And the guy has money, like he has money. Okay. He has money. Like the second date we went on, he was pulled up in some $100,000 car that he had just purchased because it was a rainy day. Like, and you're telling me that you don't usually do this? Like, that sounds weird to me. That sounds weird. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed because you don't do like courteous things for other women. I don't feel special. I don't feel like I'm like the golden woman in your eyes. Like I don't feel none of that. Like I want you to treat other women that you have dated like good, well, very well. Okay? I look at that. So yeah, I mean he went on to say like, "Oh, like I just don't be spending money on random women and da 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 da." Well, if you are dating women, which you have told me that you are, like, yeah, like I don't feel special. I think so. That's something that I've experienced once or twice, usually with men who will come off as really narcissistic. Um, they feel like, oh, I don't like her as much as I like you. Okay, so why are you talking to her? Like, like I have that logic. Like if you don't like her as much as you like me, if you like me more, why are you in a relationship with her? Like why are you seeing her? Like men in relationships who have girlfriends who are like, I'm only in a relationship with her because you didn't want to be with me. Like if I heard something like that come out of the man that I was in a relationship's mouth, like we're done. I don't know if you know this, but we're done. Like so it comes off very sus, and I don't trust men who think that I'm misogynistic just like them. I'm not. I don't care if you like if you think that I'm special. I know that I'm special, but it's not because of the way you see me. It's because of who I am. And every single woman is special in her own right and in her own light. So that's another thing, okay, that I had just kind of had to throw in there. But okay, pretty soon I'm gonna bring on my guest for us to chat a little bit. Um so yeah, so basically, men who are wanting you to accept them back into your life, they're trying to avoid karma most of the time. And the way that you can see that whether or not they're trying to avoid karma or they're really wanting to be better is you, honestly, you're going to feel it in your heart. It's going to be something in your heart. And he's going to show you change. Like without you accepting him back in, he's going to show you improved behavior, like consistently over time. Right? Because it's like you have to atone for that. So he has to atone before you ever accept him back in. It's not, oh, accept me back in and then I'll atone. No, that's a trick. You're trying to trick me. Not work. It's not going to work with me. Um so if there are any men in your life that has done you dirty and you've forgiven them and let them back into your life, send them a message of exactly why you will no longer be in contact with them, why they no longer have access to you. And then you don't have to block them, but you definitely need to restrict them. And you need to let them know that they're restricted. Some people think, or some people are like, leave silently, which I agree with that tactic. I agree with doing that, but not for everything and not all the time. Because sometimes you need to use your voice and you need to open up that throat chakra and you need to say exactly what it is, exactly how you feel. You know, when you're dealing with someone who is just crazy, like batshit crazy, you know, when you're dealing with someone like that. And in those cases, yeah, definitely like remove yourself if they are hindering your emotional, psychological well-being. Remove yourself. Like, do not stay anywhere where you are adamantly being abused, adamantly being disrespected. Remove yourself. Okay. But in cases where it is not extreme and it is like slight things that shows or makes you feel like you're underappreciated, undervalued, and disrespected, then you need to restrict that man. And you need to communicate that. I do think that there is power in communicating that and being clear about where you stand and what you are expecting and desiring in your life. Not necessarily from them, but in your life. So send those men a message of why you will no longer be in contact with them and let them know what the restrictions are. And if you know that they are just absolutely not good for you, at least the relationship dynamic that you currently have, just completely block it until either forever or until you get to a place where you have soothed yourself and you've established a certain level of peace. Remember when I said it's not about forgiveness, it's about peace. It's about cultivating peace in your life. Forgiving is not about forgiving, like giving them grace and letting them still have access to what they just don't deserve access to. It's not about that. It's about creating a better emotional relationship, a better emotional dynamic with yourself and what you're choosing to emotionally invest into. Again, Wealthy Woman Activation Training is going to help you basically have the tools to practice the 3 steps to practice for the rest of your life that will really get you out of whatever current state that you are in with anyone in your relationships, with any man in your relationships. So give them the opportunity. If you're restricting them, give them the opportunity to redeem themselves by telling them what you need from them. And it can be money. It can be money. For a lot of women, it's money. But even then, when you're requiring money, you receive more blessings by simply just letting the dynamic that's currently being held between you two go and surrendering that and saying, you know what? No, this isn't what I desire anymore. I don't want this type of relationship. This is the kind of relationship I desire. Okay. So for those of you who are wanting to really understand the magic of manifesting your desired relationship into your life, I've talked about this program like dozens of times before. This is my signature program, Valued and Worthy. Valued and Worthy is the program designed to help you to understand how to manifest what you desire in love and in relationships into your life. This also includes money, okay? This also includes financial blessings, windfalls of money that come from the universe. No effort, no hustle, no, you don't even really need a business, okay? Um these are the techniques that I use to manifest my $10,000 win. These are the techniques that I've used to also manifest some of the best relationships in my life, okay? Emotionally supportive, financially supportive, all of the things. So Valued and Worthy is the program that teaches you how to do that. So the link to that is down below in the description box if you want to sign up. If you choose to pre-enroll into Deeply Loved, right? If you're enrolling into Deeply Loved, the 3-day immersion that starts on June 6th, a portion of your investment is going to go towards um the investment price of Valued and Worthy. So basically, you'll be able to get a discount. So you would enroll into Deeply Loved first, and then if you're interested in Valued and Worthy, I will send you'll DM me at Instagram, okay, at my Instagram at Earth Feminine. Let me know, and I will send you a unique code for you to sign up to Valued and Worthy at the at the discounted price, okay? All right, so let me look at these comments. AMC says, I was in a polyamorous relationship with a woman and her husband, and it went good for a while, but I don't know if it was jealousy or what, but the husband was chaos. Okay. So, I mean, I don't ever think polyamorous relationships work um unless everybody knows clearly and understands clearly the relationship dynamics and how they're going to work, because whenever you're in when it's a 3-person relationship, you can only share your soul with one person. You can only share your soul with one person at one time. So there's going to be one woman that he likes or is more invested in than another. Okay, that's just the way it works. There's gonna be a woman that he favors more than another woman. So unless there's a conscious awareness of that, if you're going into a polyamorous relationship thinking everything is gonna be like one way in like a traditional relationship, um, you know, it typically doesn't work out in those ways. But yeah, I mean, there could be a lot to unpack there. I don't know if the husband was jealous, if the woman was jealous. I don't know what's going on, but that's usually when I think about polyamorous relationships. Oh, it's two men, not two women. Okay. Oh, you were an addition to. Okay, so that's not polyamorous, that's polyandrous. Just so you know the terminology. Where basically there's multiple men going on or involved and whatnot. Um Again, there's a lack of clarity. If anybody is getting jealous in those type of scenarios, there's a lack of clarity on each dynamic and each role that you're playing. Like in polyandrous or polyamorous relationships, there needs to be a purpose at the center of the relationship, and everything needs to be clear because yeah, it can get sticky. It can get sticky when there's multiple people involved. It always can get sticky. Even when you are a woman and you're rotational dating and you're dating multiple men, it can get sticky. Okay? So you have to know how to communicate and be clear about what you are doing, what you're expecting, like all of those things because it can get sticky. Right? If you're rotational dating and you know, you're not being clear about like that you are rotational dating or whatever like that, then things can get sticky. Um but yeah, that's interesting. I've never had I've never had a man come on my channel um talking about how, they're in a polyandrous relationship. But um yeah, I mean, that is honestly, it's up to the woman. I don't know the ins and outs of the situation though. So if you can be more clear, that would help. Tashiana Divine says, I'm actively working on separating myself from someone who I really liked, but they were disrespectful. We don't talk, but I look at his socials. I know I shouldn't. Okay, so um I'm actively working on separating myself from someone I really like, but they So, I mean, it seems like there's something there still in that relationship that needs to be cleared, and that you need to make peace with if you're still attached to him. You're still attached to him. If you're still looking at his stuff and like mentally and spiritually separating, right? So there's something about the dynamic of that relationship that you are still it's still there with you. So processing that and looking at what actually went on right in the relationship, the pattern that came up, and what you truly desire, all of those things, like a lot of that I'm gonna be getting into in Deeply Loved. So if you're clinging to a certain person or a certain relationship, a specific relationship, um yeah, sorry y'all, I gotta blow my nose again. I don't know if y'all can see me because I have the notes covering. Y'all probably could see me. All right. I have my mucus cleanse tea right here. Just gonna drink some of that. Yeah.
You know my swimming pool bag that got dirty at the beach?
Yeah.
I cleaned it.
Good job. Good for you.
And for no reason I had to use laundry soap.
That's okay. Laundry soap? How much of it did you use?
A little bit.
Okay, as long as you just
Not all of it is gone. I just poured some into my hands and washed my hands.
Okay, next time just use soap.
I did just use soap and the stains weren't coming off, so I had to use something that would get rid of the stains.
Okay, all right. All right. Okay, we'll talk about it later. But that's good. I'm proud of you. So yeah, mentally and spiritually separating. If you are clinging to a relationship currently, and the relationship is like still on your heart, like it's still heavy on your heart. And listen, this is usually the main reason that women decide to excuse me, decide to let men who have hurt them back in, because there's something weighing on them from the way everything happened, the way everything played out, the memories, right? Of all the good times and the good things, right? So there's things that you need to make peace with. There's things ways that you need to shift, right? As far as the patterns that are embedded into what you're continuously attracting, because this is important, right? Even if, say, you could potentially reconcile with the person, right? um After you go through the experience of deeply loved, you could reconcile with the person, or you could attract somebody completely new. But the thing is, you don't want the same thing to happen again, and you want your blessings to be routed to you. You want your blessings to know where to go. So after something ends, or like there's a situation in a relationship where especially when it's heavy on you, um this is the perfect time, actually, to step into the vibration and the energy signature of what you want. Emotionally invest yourself into what you want to experience and love. It's the perfect time, honestly, because your heart is is yearning for it. There's this heaviness because you're in the opposite energy of what your heart is really wanting to come manifest into fruition. And typically when you have issues in relationships, that is what those moments and times are for. Therefore, they're like catalysts to evolution in your connection. But usually, because you know, because people are just like, they don't understand that relationships are places for to heal and to become a better version of ourselves and to become more aligned with ourselves. And when we're in a committed relationship as women, when we've attracted a man who has committed and devoted himself to us, it gives us a safe place to heal. We don't feel safe doing these things with the wrong man. So that's why when it's gotten to a place where, like you said, Tashian, that it's gotten disrespectful, you don't feel safe anymore to heal with him. But you don't need to heal with him. You can heal on your own. You can come into union with yourself and who you are on your own. And you stepping into your power can either activate him in that, rise him up into that, or it'll do the opposite. It'll do the opposite. Um yeah. Actually, yeah, some things are coming to my mind right now. Some other things I'm gonna want to add to deeply loved. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if my guest is ready to come on. So I just sent them a message, waiting. But yeah, if anybody else has any questions, I can answer them now. Let me see what else I have in my notes. All right. Yeah, I think I went through everything in my notes. Okay, so if anybody wants to come on and ask any questions or anything like that, I'll put the invite link here. Okay, I said 5 minutes. All right, my guest will be on in 5 minutes. Okay, AMC says polyandry is marriage. I've always known polyandry to mean um that it's multiple men. Usually when people talk about polyamory or polygamy, it could be multiple women. It's multiple women. But you know, maybe I'm just not used to people referring to polyamory with multiple men. Yeah. Okay, so polyamory is like just for people who are in romantic relationships, not necessarily committed relationships like marriage. Um so yeah, you are right on that. Um AMC says what you said about my threesome relationship made sense. I'll just have to figure out what to do. Okay, so yeah, you're gonna have to figure out what to do with that. Cause listen to me. I've never been in one of those relationships. So I don't really have much to like advice on that. I've never been in like a 3-person union. Although one of the men that I've dated have definitely like I don't know if I think it was like one of his fantasies to like for me to have another man. Basically, I don't know. It was interesting. I had never experienced that. So yeah, I can't give too much on that one. Um but from what I know about women and from what I know about men, the dynamics between women and men, that's what I can share. Yes. Mommy's about to actually talk to Muja really quickly and then you can talk to her.
Okay.
Um So yeah, from what I know about didn't mean to put you on the spot. I mean, I'm in the spotlight right now, so there's kind of no way for you to put me on the spot. I'm already on the spot. I'm already live. talking to people on camera, so I'm okay. Woo, okay, y'all. I don't know what that yawn, where that yawn came from. I possibly need a nap. I don't know, but my guest will be on shortly. Let's see how it goes. Before she comes on, I just want to say, actually, when she comes on, I'm gonna wait because I did pull some cards, and yeah, I pulled some cards when I was talking to her earlier. I think I'm gonna talk about those cards and possibly pull maybe some more cards. Um, yeah, I'm gonna pull possibly some more cards. I'm wondering because I'm streaming on Asaya Mystic and Earth Feminine. I'm wondering if my male subscribers are coming from Asaya Mystic, the male subscribers that have been coming on to these lives that talk about polyamory and their interesting mindsets on relationships. Like, I'm wondering because Asaya Mystic is usually the place where I have the interesting male viewership. The N1 is laughing, so I'm guessing that my male subscribers are coming from Asaya Mystic, my Asaya Mystic channel. See, you guys, if you're coming from my Asaya Mystic channel, then you need to go to Earth Feminine and watch some of those videos over there, even though they're mostly for women, like, so you could just get the gist of like the energy, because I'm streaming on both channels, but I'm gonna keep the video on Earth Feminine. I keep my live videos on Earth Feminine. All right, so I had 2 extra cards come out that I was just sitting here shuffling. Okay, I just pulled 2 cards, and the first card says, "It's coming. It's coming. Hope is on the horizon. In the face of challenges, remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you." So, for those of you who are feeling like I'm never going to find love, I've actually had a few people on my channel recently comment under some of my videos and just be like, "There's no hope for me in love. These men are crazy. The fairy tale love experience that I wanted is just not in the is not like is not gonna work for me," or whatever like that, or "It's not gonna happen for me." Yes, it is. Like, that's just what I be wanting to say. I'm just like, yes, it is. Like, it's literally on its way. You just gotta let it in. Okay, hope is on the horizon. Nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. You cannot manifest your blessings in love if you don't trust that the universe has it already in store for you. That is how I'm able to walk away from men very, very easily who do not rise to meet me where I want to be met. So, I'm able to walk away so easily because I know the universe, like, my man is out there. I know that there are men out there, and that the man of my life that I'm meant to marry, I know that he's not going to do that. Like, I know he's going to behave like in a certain way. I know that that's what's meant for me. If you don't believe that, if you don't emotionally invest into that, then it's going to be really hard to keep hope and to keep faith. All right, and then the next one I pulled is shine bright. Shine bright. It's never a mistake to give of yourself. Some will take it for granted. Others may take advantage of it. Do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. That is so on point, okay? It's so on point. Because when we go through bad experiences, when men abuse us, when men neglect us, when we have experienced this type of energy in relationships, it's really easy to start to feel like it was a mistake to love. It was a mistake to give. It was a mistake to share myself with a man. And then we start to develop trust issues. Then we start to, again, emotionally invest into that other reality of darkness, depression, and hostility in our love life. But just understand that some people will, like it. I think as a collective feminine energy, we have been so encouraged to be in our light feminine energy that we have neglected our dark feminine energy. And because of that, both become imbalanced. And we don't realize that in order to receive good things, we have to stand up to the bad things. And we have to be brave enough to see them for what they are. So do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. So whenever you do experience disrespect, neglect, abusive behavior from men, do not allow that to affirm what's real and what's true for you. All right, let me see how it's going with my guest. AMC says, nope, just tripped across you surfing, caught my attention. If it's a female, only I'm more than happy to bow out. You go out, blah, blah, blah. Okay, hold on. Got dyslexic for a second. Okay. Well, just to let you know, on this channel, we're not going to refer to me or any woman on this channel as a female. So that's not what we're going to do here. No females, no anything other than ladies, women, like, be respectful. Okay. But that's good to know that but did you find me on Asaya Mystic or Earth Feminine is really what I wanted to know. N1, you can answer this question too if you're still on. Okay, signing on. All right. He said, I'm subscribed to both. I don't know. I'm just here. Okay. Subscribe to both. For those of you who aren't subscribed to both of my channels, please do subscribe to both of my channels. Hey, Stinky.
Hi.
Don't come on camera.
Is it because of my shorts?
Yes, it's because you don't got on what you need to be wearing right now.
How much comments did you get?
I got a lot of comments. AMC says I found you looking at live videos. Okay, well, I guess it doesn't matter. If you found me, you found me. Doesn't matter where you came from. Okay, so my guest is taking like all right, we're not gonna feed into that reality of her taking long. All right, so who is going to be coming on? This is going to be my mom. I'm going to have my mom come on as a guest, y'all. And the reason, huh? Yeah, I'll make them later. Um, so my mom's gonna be coming on live, y'all, and we're gonna be talking for a little bit. I've shared I've shared my story and my experiences with my family on with my family on my channel before. Okay, she's in the room. um I've shared about my background. I've shared about like how I was raised. For some of you, I don't know, you might have like already predisposed like image of who you think my mom is in your head. But I will say that our relationship has evolved and progressed over the years, and it's not the same as what it used to be basically. So me and my mom's relationship has always been a work in progress, and it's always been evolving, but nonetheless she's my mom and I love her. And so we're going to get on today, we're going to talk, and we're going to share well, she's going to share um her what she recently experienced, and like what she's coming to at this point in her life. So anyway, when it comes to how men treat her and everything like that. So all right, I'm adding her to the stage. uh, I don't know if you can hear me. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, hello everyone. This is my mom, Ja Crystal,
Hi everyone.
and um yeah, so we were just recently having a conversation before I even started this live, and by the end of the conversation, my mom was like, "We should have recorded this or something," and I was like, yeah, we should have. We should have. I was actually thinking of sneaking a sneak recording. Like I was like, I'm about to screen record her right now and just use it later. Um, so okay, everyone is in the chat. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot that I can show the comments on the screen. So I forgot I could do that. So I've kind of been like, this is everyone saying hi.
Hi everyone. How are you?
Tashian says
Hi,
hi.
Tian.
Tijuana, it looked like that say
Hey
Tijuana says hi.
Tian. Hi.
And
How
T1
are
says hi. Okay. So, mommy dearest, can you please,
you? Did you just call me mommy, dear?
yes, mommy dearest, can you please, let's rewind and let's go back to what we were talking about when we were on the phone, and you went through that experience you went through, like after you went out at the park meditating, doing yoga, you were feeling like really good about yourself, really good
Yeah.
about, like, you said that you were in your goddess energy,
I
and
was in my zen. I was
you
in
were
my
you were in your
in my
zen, And then you got up and you had an experience that kind of
Yes, yes. And so
okay.
the experience was profound because one quick backdrop story on the experience is that I have been processing inner repressed anger. The past 3 years, I've been really processing it because I've multitude of times throughout my life here and then within my soul memories of the past thousands of years, there's a lot of repressed anger from just allowing myself to be a doormat. Number one. Number two, allowing myself to be in mama mode to men when I shouldn't have to be. You know, always having to command and demand from my needs from a man or tell him what to do and how we're going to do things. You know, that gets exhausting for a woman. And it was definitely exhausting for me. And it was just way too much repressed anger. So, and I can really start to feel it bubble. In 2022, it was like my time to really purge and cleanse. And in that process, a lot of revelations came. So today, I'm in my Zen. I made time to do my yoga, my meditations, my recordings, and really just embrace my gifts and so that I can keep sharing with everyone. And walking out of the park, it just, if afterwards it felt like initiation. But in the process of it happening, you don't think of that. In the process of it happening, so someone in a car, I'm counting all the cars because I first enter into the park. The park is completely empty. So let me give you that visualization. There is no one out there, not one soul. Okay, this is early. I'm on West Coast time, so it's early. People are at work, and I know these times, so I clock it and I say, okay, well, this is a good time on Thursday to go because it'll be empty. So I go, it's empty. And so I'm out there by myself, I'm doing my thing. And then I say to myself while I'm out there, I'm like, I think I'm out. The average person thinks you're alone, but I was like, I know I'm not alone. I could feel the spirit around me. I could feel the energy around me. There were a lot of walking souls who were happy for me to be there. And, souls coming in, piercing through the realm. You can feel the energy. So I was out there making it rain, which I did. And cleansing myself and being in my Zen. So as I was walking out, and before I even finished, I noticed people coming in. And I said to myself, so technically you're not alone. So the microcosm, macrocosm, the spiritual alignment was happening. So I started counting all the cars because I was like, and then the people that I also started seeing coming through, because I said, this is a representation. You can multiply that by an innumerable company. That's how many souls were actually surrounding me. So the physical had to, at some point out there, represent the spiritual. So as I'm walking out, a car, a black Mercedes, was parked out there and started flashing the lights. I'm walking, I'm like, somebody's flashing their lights. And I was like, oh, they must be, flashing for someone to see them or whatever. And then the horn tapped. And then I'm right there and I start looking like, oh, they're blowing their horn. I don't know what's going on. So I'm looking, there's some people on the bench, 2 people behind me. So then they honk again, beep, beep, like as if the third time that wasn't loud enough. Okay, let's honk even louder. And then I look behind me again. I'm like, wait a minute. You can't possibly be honking the horn at me. And then I seen this huge muscular hand come out the window of the car and just start waving. Like, and then I hear a voice. Hi, come here, come here, come here. Hi, come here. And I'm going, no. This is beyond, first of all, creepy with all the things that go on in this world. It was like, how does a grown man in a dark black car, can't even see through the window, call you to the car? And so I proceed to my vehicle and I'm like, I can't even imagine that this person would even have the audacity. I've been watching J Rock a lot, y'all, on Instagram. I don't know if y'all follow him. So I was like, the audacity. We're not doing that. 0% chance. Bye-bye. So I go to my car and I'm like, opening up the door, and here's when the repressed anger starts to bubble up, y'all. It's bubbling, and it's bubbling good and juicy, right? Because I don't know if my daughter ever told y'all I was raised in the bayous. New Orleans, 7 Ward. A little bit of that, where's my stick at? It's starting to come out of me like somebody about to get hurt. So I'm like, okay, calm down. This is beneath you. Don't entertain. Don't go there. And I can feel myself going through this cycle within my mind. I'm like, you see me walking with these packages. I got a stick. I got this bag. I got my yoga mat. And your little narrow behind is sitting in the car. You got the nerve to blow your horn at me. You can't even get your ass out the car, walk to the door like a grown man should, and responsibly bow down on me and say, greetings, how you doing? Queen sis, let me help you with your packages, even though I thought that would be creepy too. The point is, I was like getting really pissed, y'all. I was getting livid because I'm like, I am in my goddess energy. I feel it. What is it that is happening that in this world, like the anger is there. The anger is there. And so I'm calming myself down and I'm smiling. I'm like, this is beneath you. Let it go. Don't even do it. And then there's that part of me that's like, you know what? Keep your stick in the front seat. You're going to drive yourself over there and you're going to tell him about himself. And I was like, giving myself room to breathe. I got in the car and I was like, let me just handle my business on his phone. If he's still out, I'm going to drive over there. Calm down. You're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Nope. And it's just like this balance. It's like a balance of energy. Like let me put it like that. Past tense. I was conditioned due to the upbringing, due to, if y'all don't know the South, the bayous, due to colonization and everything, I was conditioned to always be on guard, always have to protect myself, always have to be on alert, always have to be ready to fight, and then at the same time, expect less than what I know that I'm worth. And then in that expectation, I find myself, commanding and demanding from a person my needs. And that is unhealthy. And, that's what led to, 3 failed marriages, because every single one of them, that's what it was. Me constantly having to command and demand what I needed because that person couldn't see my worth. And if you haven't learned that yet, that is a degrading and debilitating way to have a relationship, because over time you become the mama in that relationship, and that doesn't end well. It never ends well, because no man really wants to be married to his mama. He may think he wants someone that's like his mama, but he doesn't. He wants to be with a woman, but he has to first come to a level of healing and what it means to be a man, and I didn't allow myself to have that. I didn't give myself an opportunity to have that relationship yet, because during those times of my younger years, this is what I had been taught. And I didn't know any better at the time, that I wasn't supposed to tell him what to do or teach him how to be a man to me in my life. So that type of constant repetitiveness just really went into a state of repressed anger over years of being angry at the fact that you don't see my worth. You don't see that you're standing in front of a goddess. You don't see that you're standing in front of a living soul that is a femme soul creator, one with God, one of the angels, and that you need to honor that. And first and foremost, you need to honor yourself, because that brings you honor. So like that type of anger, that's the type of anger I had repressed in me. So I drove off, and I was okay at first when I drove off, but then I started thinking about it again in my head. And then I started getting a little disturbed again. Like, why do I keep attracting this type of nasty? And I said to myself, you didn't attract it. This was the last test to see if you would actually go back into your old ways. Like, you have crossed a veil, you have crossed a barrier, and you no longer exist in that state of mind. But we needed to make sure. And when I say we, these are all the angels around me that, you know, talk quite frequently in a different realm of existence. Of course, they're not here physically with me. And so I can hear that, and I'm going, okay, yeah, I do understand that. I was like, but why am I angry? Why am I still disappointed in someone else that I don't even know? You know, why am I so angry? Is it them or is it me? So I feel that I have risen above that. I was like, okay, it's beneath me, keep moving forward. But there was still this part of me that was like, I still want to go and beat his butt. But that's not going to help you. So that was the part where I decided to call my daughter and say, and ask her, how do you feel, you know, about me having this thought pattern, just so I can feel better, just so I can feel better. And because I value all of my children's thoughts of how they view me. And when she re-spoke what I said to her, and I heard it back from her mouth, I said, nope, you're right. It's the past. That is not me, and technically never was. So it was, you know, an energy field that developed due to self-protection. And so moving forward, I was so grateful that I called her and said, I'm glad I called you, because I really needed to hear how that sounded, and that I was doing the right thing, moving in my grace, moving in my power, and reminding myself, you are above that. You don't need to step down at any given time, and that the angels are ready on a drop of a dime to take care of that energy for you, because you did what you were supposed to do. You need to just lean back and watch the magic happen. And so we had spoken even greater and greater details, because she drew a card on me. And I don't really draw cards, but I let Isaiah draw cards, because it's fun when she draws cards for me. And she drew one that I felt that was perfect, because it talked about the self-fulfilling prophecies. That is actually what was occurring the past 3 years of my life. Like,
Yeah, I actually wanted to, if you're okay with it, I wanted to share the cards. Well, I pulled 4 cards. I wanted to share the ones. Huh?
It was only one, right?
I pulled 4 cards.
So you only read me one?
I read you 4 cards.
That was all 4?
Yeah, I read you 4 cards.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's share. I share with her, and then I let her energy pull a card to say, what do I need to tell my mama right now? And that was
Yeah, because I feel like if it's just me, it's not gonna be enough. So I gotta pull some cards.
It was. Will you say it was enough? Because I was like, oh yeah, you're right. No. I'm doing the right thing. I'm moving in grace. Let's rise above. We got this.
I mean, like, not like it's not enough for you to listen, but like it's just not enough information.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, I need more information to support like what I just said. But yeah, so Thank you so much for sharing and also being, opening up and being vulnerable. Um and reflecting on like that experience with everyone. The card that I pulled, so it was 4 cards, and the first 2 cards that I pulled, when you were like, okay, like what is this energy, and like what's your feedback on it? Okay, so the first card that I pulled, I don't know if I showed you, it was the Behold Beauty card.
No, you didn't show me the card. We were just talking.
Yeah, I didn't show them. So it was the Behold Beauty card. And it said, in the card, it said, when you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfill. Excuse me.
Salute, salute.
I need to pour myself some tea. I'm still recovering from my cold the other weekend. Don't be surprised that it is so. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. Okay, so I want to kind of break down this card a little more because it says behold, the name of it says behold beauty. And that, like, when you explained to me the situation, that like shined a lot of light for me on like seeing how the way that you can react to things that, in your words and what you said, helps you to rise above it, is remembering that the world is beautiful no matter what it looks like, that there's beauty, there's always beauty. And even if something is or feels right, like, or looks ugly, like in the first thing, it says, when you insist that the world is hostiles and others are your enemies, right? Like, it's like this energy that a woman can get into when she's experienced this consistent energy of not being valued and not being respected by the men that she's with. It starts to become like this hostile
Reality, yeah.
reality that you have with men, because now this is what you're seeing, this is what you've been through, and so now this is what you're seeing.
Yep.
When you're going out into the world, and you're seeing it because that's now become a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it's been like a common denominator for so long. But at the end of it, it says, but unfortunately, it works both ways. So whatever self-fulfilling prophecy that's working against you can be changed to work for you.
Yes.
And so the way that we see things, the way that we're looking at things, is a big factor in that. Okay, and then okay, so we have a comment. I'm gonna look at that. Tijuana says this energy is gonna raise the vibration of mother-daughter relationships, which will change the world. Aww.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to do that. Like every
Yeah.
single one of us collectively. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Tijuana.
I think so. I mean, that's why I had to preface before I came on, because I'm just like, listen, like, don't get it twisted. Like, I love my mama. So like, even though, I've definitely used my channel as a place where I've been transparent about everything and how I feel about a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my mom. Like, that ain't gonna change. So So okay, so the next card that I kind of hear something in the background. I don't know. It's like tap dancing, something skibbity papping.
Yeah, I was moving my phone around thinking it was me.
Oh, okay, yeah, it stopped. Whatever.
No,
Oh wait, no, no.
I don't know. I don't know why it's still going. It's not me. I moved my phone around. I changed things. I was thinking it was me
Is it
because I
me?
heard it too. I don't have a microphone. Do you have a wire or anything attached?
No, I feel like it's coming from your audio though.
Oh, okay.
So
Let me turn off my audio and see if that.
that definitely worked. You turned off the audio. Okay, I'll just share this card, the next three cards. So, okay, the next card that I had pulled for this situation um was forge a new path. So, when you make new choices, you create new results. Let go of old patterns and embrace the power of possibility. Okay, so that is like Um, and then in combination with that, after I pulled that one, I pulled the Two of Wands, which is um called the Possibilities card in this tarot deck. So I pulled the Forge a New card. I mean, Forge a New card. Forge a New Path. And then I pulled the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands in the tarot, for those of you who don't know, is all about new beginnings. It represents pivotal moments in your decision making that allows for personal growth and usually symbolizes a new beginning. And this card is specifically talks about how there are endless possibilities available to us as we fly over. We're like an eagle with like how Ma, you were talking about in our call, you were saying I'm tired of dealing with rocks when I'm a bird. I'm
Yes, I was.
tired of dealing with rocks and I'm a bird. And then I literally like there's a bird in the card that I pulled and the bird is
Which?
just flying
Well,
free.
what card is that again that you were talking about?
This
Which?
card right here, I'm talking about the Two of Wands, and then the Oracle card that I pulled before I pulled this one is called Forge a New Path.
Okay, so I remember the Forge a New Path, but I don't remember the Two of Wands. Okay.
Yeah, I just kind of quickly it was at the back of the deck.
Okay.
But yeah, so it talks about when you make new choices, you get new results. When you let go of the old patterns, you embrace the power of possibility. This is all about change and just knowing that you're fully supported in that change. When you're a bird, you can't fly. If you scared, you going to fall. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to trust that your wings are going to carry you. You have to trust that the wind is going to carry you. You got to trust that like you just have to trust. That's literally the element of flying is
Hmm.
letting life carry you, letting the air, the breeze and you know the way you were built to carry you.
Yeah, that was actually one
So,
of the elements that during my meditation and my exercises that came to me when I was imposed was trust, because there was one move that I needed to do that I started getting like tense about. I was like, "Ah, I don't want to do it because, you know, ever since I was little, I attracted electricity. And I think you know that because I shock a lot of people. I just
mm,
carry it. But I'm outside making it rain. It's raining. And then I'm like, I really don't want to feel any type of real electricity. And I was like, why would it hurt you? Like, trust, trust, trust. So I had to go through that process even when I was out there of just trusting the elements and that I would be fine. And so, yep, now that you say that again, it's the same. Yeah, it all balances out.
yeah, and we know that The divine communicates to us through symbols and synchronicities. So we got lots of symbols and synchronicities coming out. Um, and yeah, so after you recognize the self-fulfilling prophecies and you can shift your perspective of this thing is happening to me and this thing is against me. I don't know what just happened with my mom. Hopefully um she comes back on quickly. Um okay, you're back on. I don't think your audio is on though.
Yeah, I
There
didn't.
it goes.
The skibbity pop stopped, so hopefully it stays stopped.
The skibbity paps. Yeah, I don't hear the skibbity paps anymore. Um so yeah, so once you change that, once you acknowledge that, that is like, I think the biggest thing is that it's a pattern and it's happening, and we think that it's the other person or it's them that's the enemy, and we have to push back against them and what they're doing. But it's really, we are at the center of creation and what's being created in our world. And once we can stop making an enemy out of them and start realizing that they're there to stimulate our greatness and our power, and basically for us to step into who we truly are, right? Like, some people are more concerned with having angels in their life than demons, and I think that we really should be cool with both, right? We should be cool with both. I think that they're both have the capacity to be on our team and serve us. It's just all how we choose to relate to it and perceive it. Um, you know what I'm saying?
Perception.
Yeah. So that new path that you forge comes from really just letting yourself fly and making new choices, new decisions. I really love this. Honestly, the one's energy for you is like every time we do a reading, the energy that stands out the most is the wand's energy of like being free and just free flowing, and like especially the 8 of Wands card, like, which is like a traveling card, and it's like a being free. So anyway, I think of that a lot when I think about you, mommy. I think about that.
Because I'm naturally, yeah, I'm naturally.
You're that way. Yeah, you're just already that way. But
And yeah.
yeah, I feel like the cult, like that is like you being in the epitome of that is like really healing for you. Like when you said the other day, you were like, I need to meditate to clear this heavy energy. And I was like, no, you need a vacation in Senegal, and you need to go you need to go party in Africa for a week and go fly on some jets, and like you need to go do some things that are just going to bring that fire back into your life, like of happiness and like refreshing, right? Refreshing you from the heaviness of the past, because the past can be heavy, like always in that water. Like I love water, water's amazing, but like water needs fire and fire needs water, because too much water, you will be damp and like, you could, and especially when water is stagnant, you know um so when the water can move and it can flow and it can go places, it's like life is healthier. You're just healthier. You're clean. The water's cleaner. It's purer. Okay, and then the last card that I pulled is the fulfillment card, and that was
When you say the fulfillment, and I was like, yeah, that makes sense because this is like this era feels like a fulfillment,
Yeah.
bringing an end to a long, 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 long journey that has pretty much, I guess, kept me grounded. And you know how a bird gets wounded and their wings are clipped and they're grounded for a minute, so
Mm-hmm.
they can't fly. But in that process of that healing journey and the movements going forward, their wings repair, um, and then they're able to fly again. And there's also the eagle. The eagle, when the eagle was old, it rejuvenates itself, gives itself a whole nother life by growing new feathers, getting rid of all the old, growing new feathers, strengthening its wings once again, comes out like brand new. Um, so definitely fulfillment process is here. And today was a beautiful reminder that that's not me anymore, and like, I don't know who they were looking for, but they weren't looking for me. And that's what I came to when we talked, and I appreciated that. I was like, yeah, anyone on that tip that isn't moving in alignment of where I am, even though they may want to be where I am, you've got to align yourself to that. You can't be a rock and want to fly with the birds. You're going to have to transfigurate out of that rock state, you know, grow some feathers, get some wings. I know it's a really far out analogy, but I am a Gen X. I'm a far out 70s baby. So, yeah, you have to transfigurate. You can't, people give us these positive quotes all the time. Sometimes I just think they're water under the bridge, because they're like, oh, keep going, don't stop. And, you want great things, surround yourself with great people. And it's like, you can surround yourself all you want with whatever. And it's really about who you are. You know, I can surround myself with glamorous women, but if that's not who I am, like, it's just not gonna happen. I, however, if it is who I am, and I'm not moving in that alignment, me surrounding myself with them, is that going to make me transfigurate? Um, if I'm welcomed, yeah. If they're treating me like, oh, you don't belong here, and then I gotta go through this warrior, yeah, I do, I belong here. That all of those different emotions and analogy, like, it's all garbage.
Mm-hmm.
It's all garbage. It's all about you. It's all about you, who you are. Don't worry about surrounding yourself with people who you want to be like, or um, you just really need to know who you are. And me knowing who I am has been my salvation in this world. Me really knowing the soul of who I am, and how I exist, not just here within this world, but beyond this world. Transparency beyond the realm. If I was to leave and transition here today or tomorrow, I got to know who I am. I got to know where I'm going. I can't just be relying on the world's information, through education or religion and all these other things. You really have to know something for yourself within your soul. And it has to be it has to be substantial. Substantial comes from substance. It has to be substantial, that it is truth within you. And it all has to align. So, yeah, I'm, the prophecy has been fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
The resurrection is here. The divine soul of who we are. And thank you.
Yeah.
Glasses on.
So I don't know if that was your cue to close out.
I don't know. I'm just
But
thank you, because I
there
like saying
is a,
thank you.
there, there is something that I wanted to
I love
mention about the
saying
way the card looks though.
thank you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to fulfillment, you know, there's a guy in this card, he's rock climbing. Um
Ooh, and he's rock
in the
climbing.
in the jungle, looks like. And I was just thinking about like when you're doing like a sport like that, like
Mm-hmm.
clearly, I mean,
So wait, what card is that?
fulfillment.
Okay.
And he's rock climbing. It's like one of those things, like it says you don't need anyone's approval to pursue and fulfill your purpose. And when you're doing something like rock climbing, it's like you can't stop every other second and be like, okay, so which rock do I grab now? Like which where do I put my hand now? Like is this the right place to grab so I can climb up? And it's just like only you know. Only you know how to live your life. And the key is just trusting in your instincts. Trusting in your
That's
instincts.
the
So
key. Don't ignore your instincts. Don't ignore your intuition. Don't ignore that small voice in your head, because I'm talking from experience. Y'all know, I tell you, you're going to be mad at yourself. I should have listened to myself. Not, oh, I should have listened to so-and-so. Oh, I should have listened to so-and-so. No, you be like, I should have listened to myself. Oh, I'm so mad. The worst person you want to ever be mad at is you.
yes.
You never want to be mad at yourself.
No. Tijuana says alchemy. This is very beautiful and healing. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours that I have been live already. So if anybody wants to ask anything or come on to the live and share something, now's your chance before I wrap up in the next few minutes.
Send a request. I'm happy to make room.
No, I can have more than one person on at one time.
Oh, I hear somebody singing.
That's Alifa. And then I hear the birds in the background, which sounds so relaxing.
Magic.
Yeah, I'm by the window.
Is that the birds from outside? I thought that was like your bird.
It's a bird calling inside that I have by the window.
Okay, okay. Ooh.
Call my bird.
Okay. So I don't see any questions or anything anybody might want to say. I guess I'll wait one more minute because sometimes last time somebody I guess was lagging and asked a question and I had already ended the live. So
Okay.
I'll wait till 3:30. So yeah, overall, the title of this live video was do not accept men who have hurt you back into your life. So let me look at these past comments. AMC said, to be honest, you were very attractive, so I clicked on your video and that got the ball rolling. See, I already know that a lot of the men on my channel, some of y'all know y'all not here to learn nothing. Y'all know y'all
Well,
not
at
here
least
to
it
learn
got the
nothing.
ball rolling. That's the point. You know, when you get the ball rolling and now they in to actually learn. The attraction is just
I know, right? It's bait.
and
Good old bait and switch. Well, nonetheless,
Divine, though, it's divine attraction. So, you know, there's all is something,
yeah, there's always a
beauty
greater.
in the lesson, beauty
Mm.
in the. I need to get
And
lighting
that's
like.
what a woman's beauty is really there for, because I think that is a aspect of
Oh
light
yeah,
feminine, that is an aspect of light
divine
feminine
attraction.
energy
Divine attraction is imperative.
that we're going to get into. So, and that's an aspect of light feminine energy that we're going to get into in Deeply Loved, because feminine beauty is seen as something that's just merely there to like attract superficial things. But what I've discovered is it's like it represents more. It represents much more than just um getting someone to be interested in you. Like it's a
Mhm.
portal basically, and your beauty represents so much more. Um so whew, y'all excuse my nose is has been stopped up. Okay, it's 3:30, so I'm just gonna assume nobody has any more comments,
Yeah,
questions.
I would like to say something before we go, and since nobody has any questions, uh, okay, yeah, I was just checking to make sure the phone wasn't about to go out because I know the battery's low. Um, yeah, so to everyone listening, gratitude for following Isaiah Mystic. Um, I truly appreciate it. I'm very honored. Anytime she includes me in anything she does, anything Isaiah does, and I'm honored that all of you value what has to be shared from her, from all of Isaiah's knowledge, her what what is being shared is truly divine. I just want to say that, not as her mom, but knowing the legacy we come from, knowing our ancestral upbringing is very unique and intricate, very close knit, and it can be quite disturbing, I know, to the masses. Because they're not sure. They're like, what is going on? Like, what are they? And, you know, to a lot of people who aren't familiar with Afro spirituality and coming up with that, you know, they automatically think of something bad. But like you said earlier, you know, if you feel like everything that you're not familiar with is bad because of programming, how you know, then you miss out on learning. Like, take a moment, 5 minutes, and sometimes just 60 seconds to let me actually listen. Let me see what is being said. Let me, you know, understand this clearly, because so much of our knowledge has been lost when it comes to Afro Americans um, in the U.S. and in the Americas. Period. That's why I say Afro Americans. Within, from Canada all the way to Brazil, Argentina. Like, it's just too much has been lost, and I see a lot of women, especially who are their health issues are, there's so much going on that can easily be healed and transformed. And so that's why I share that, because I'm a master metaphysical healer and traditionally trained herbalist. And my daughter has seen my journey has been sporadic, right? It's been very sporadic, but her journey kind of pushed me over the edge, because I don't know if you ever share that about you losing melanin. She started losing melanin in her skin, and that like prompted me to say, oh my gosh, I gotta get this together, more organized. And you know, by the time you were in college, that's when the system started coming together that I created, and discovered, you know, the love skin energy was your dominant uh, blueprint that needed. It was like a soul.
The 5 energies of skin.
Yeah, so it's like your soul call that needed rejuvenation, And so I started giving her, letting her say, hey, these are all the herbs that's going to empower you. And she started using them, and her skin improved, like her wellness improved. And she was on her own, in college, and everybody was calling me saying, oh my gosh, what is your daughter doing? She's glowing. She lost weight. She looks healthy. She looks beautiful. She looks amazing. And I was just like, really? And I I was so impressed with her achievements. I still couldn't even be impressed with myself. Like, I couldn't even own up to my gifts. So I share that with you guys so that you can embrace your gifts as well. Until a doctor out here in Seattle pulled me to the side and was like, I'm sorry, like, you have to stop doing this. And I was like, what? She was like, stop downplaying yourself. Even I have to learn from you. You have to own your gift. This is a gift. And the world doesn't have a degree for you, but the world is listening. And so, any of you who ever needs any type of metaphysical healing, any wisdom on, what herbs can I use, and this is what's going on in my life, I'm here for you. I'm Ja Crystal. I'm on Instagram or Facebook, and you can reach me also through the Salia. And it's Ja, like, Ja Rastafari. Crystal. Like the crystals we wear. I just love those. But yeah. Ja is short from my full name, Janelle.
Yes, Ja Crystal. So, yeah, I mean, I never shared that story
Should share it one day.
specifically on here. I have shared my health journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I will say that it wasn't necessarily herbs that helped my skin to heal itself, but it was a combination
Yeah.
of things, and it was, I would say, most importantly, me prioritizing.
Physical. Yeah.
It was me prioritizing myself and what I was learning about myself,
Yeah.
and actually listening and just it was like a combination of things. So it was never just one thing. It
Yeah.
was yeah, it was a combination of things um that I started doing to be healthy. I mean, I didn't know what was going on with me or why my skin was doing what it was doing. Um, I didn't learn exactly what was going on until, like, I would say officially until 2023. I was like, oh, I understand what was happening with my skin and um why I was going through what I was going through. Um
So it was almost like
so yeah.
it was a journey too.
So yeah, I mean, for you as like being my mom, it was at like it's very frustrating seeing your child go through something and like I mean, I understand it now because I have a Leva. So it's like you see them going through something and you want to change it and um but you don't know how or you're not being given the tools. Like nobody knows how. Basically, you have to figure it out on your own. Um I understand that now that I have a Leva, um but yeah, what I went through and my healing with my skin, um I would say um the impact that you had most on me was definitely in remembering the role that energy plays into everything. Um how you're thinking, how you're feeling, and the unseen parts of it all. And I had to balance that out with actually doing things, changing, right? Like the forging a new path, right? Like I just had to decide to just live differently, and do things differently. So, yeah. So, okay. My mom's Instagram is, remind me of your Instagram.
The handle is brew.jah.
Right. And that's what I thought it was. Bruja on Instagram. So for those of you who want to follow my mom, you can go ahead and follow my mom. Um and do you want to share? Did you already share your specific offerings that you have right now? Do you want to share
Oh, I
that?
definitely have and yeah, I definitely have a great offering. It's a full year membership um, into my coaching platform, and it's only $90 for the full year, and you get 3 months of coaching with me one on one. So you'll actually enjoy it. It's group coaching. I call it one on one, but because I'm in it, but it's but it's not private one on one sessions. It's group sessions, but it's still individualized for everyone participating, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I call it 90 days to juicy. So we balance your hormones, we improve your health, enhance your beauty, and it's all about first and foremost helping you have that divine awakening, so you can bring that into fruition. Because, like you heard Isaiah said, it's not just going to be one thing, it's going to be a combination of everything that's happening in your life that we need to get to the source of. And when we get to the source of that, we can identify your unique blueprint as to what's happening and going on, your unique blueprint, your energetic print that you thrive from. All of this is within source energy of our source of creation, existence, and being. And this may sound complex, but I make it so easy and simple for you to grasp and understand that you're just going to truly be amazed at the transformation. I've helped so many people already um, that have come through my courses and classes. So this membership platform is very new. I just opened it. I just, opened it up, basically set it up over the winter time. And so it's spring, and I've been moving pretty slow, but yeah, so I finally got it set up, complete setup, so that people can come on and engage with each other and then have the live sessions, and then they can watch the replays with ease. They just log on and see the replays. And then and then also you can go in at any time you want to watch the replays and also do other activities. But it's set up so that there is always engagement with other members and including myself. So no, there's never this silent moment, like 24/7. You can, anytime you feel down and depressed, like, things just still not going right, you're not alone. You can log on, you can message, chat, and talk. Yeah. It's a wonderful thing. I love it.
Okay, so yep, that is you can go to Instagram and follow Bruja and get access to everything that you have just described. And I'm gonna be honest, I am getting tired, I'm getting sleepy. I've been on this live for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that is just longer than what I'm used to. So I'm about to hop off. Thank you so much for joining me, mommy. And I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. And I hope you all do as well. So um So yeah, thank you all. I'll see y'all later.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone who has come on to your live. Gratitude to everyone. All right.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.